Hey everybody, welcome back to Champion Sons and our Madden 21 Houston Texans Franchise series. And we are coming off a big time win over Jacksonville in prime time. And look at that, Mr. McKinney getting Defensive Player of the Week with 15 tackles in that game, not to mention the forced fumble. All right, so what do we have ahead for us this week? Well, guess what? It's kind of a team that's becoming our nemesis, the Cleveland Browns, and now we got to deal with players like Miles Garrett, um, and keeping our game day goal simple because that man is a beast. Uh, to not really just focus on him, understand as long as we win the game, we're good to go. And that's just on the defensive side. On our offensive side, who do we get to deal with today? Nick Chubb. That's who. So that's going to be a lot more to handle. I can stay away from Garrett, but stopping Chubb is going to be a really tough task, and something that hope we're prepared for. Really coming into this one, trying to string together 2 straight wins again to put us back on the right track solidly. We did lose to New England, beat Jacksonville last week, and now we have the Browns, a tough battle this week. So taking a look at some of our scouting, um, we've already covered really what our main focus is going to be in this next draft. So right now, just kind of checking out the projected number one picks. As you see, there's a lot of these guys that are dropping way down kind of the chart as far as which round they should go in. It's finding some people like Mr. Channing Walsh. That's a pretty good center. We're needing someone. We're needing to build depth in the offensive line. Or even it looks like Andrew Cherry comes in at a projected first round, even though they say he's kind of projected second, but is a first round talent type situation. So we got some opportunities, I think, is what we're really going to have. We do have 2 first round picks, so those opportunities we will treasure. And so taking a look at where we stand in the AFC, tied with the Browns, basically for first place. So this is a big time game. All right, the Browns knocked us out of the playoffs last season, and knowing if we can take away the number one spot in the AFC from them this season, that's going to be a big time win for us. That's going to show we're getting ready to take that next step beyond the divisional round. So let's go ahead and jump on into this game and see how things go. So here to start the game out, the Browns will have possession at the 25 as they are going to hand it off to Chubb. They told us they were going to do that, and they were coming right at us with them. We are able to get McKinney over there and stop Chubb for a gain of 3 yards. That's kind of how we want to start this game out. It's playing solid. We can't give up those big plays, not only to the Browns, but also because we cannot give it up to their X Factor running back and get him started. And on the 2nd and 7, they'll do what most teams have been doing to us all season and drop it off to their tight end for a gain of 7 yards. However, it's not quite far enough, so we do have a big 3rd and inches. And Mayfield is going to be under center with only Chubb in the backfield, and they'll hand it to Chubb, and he's going to pick up decent yards, about 9 of them, and give the Browns a brand new set of downs on this drive. So now they have a 1st and 10 from the 44. They're going to be going with 3 wide receivers and 1 tight end. So 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end to the left, and 1 receiver to the right. We get the pressure, but he is going to get the pass off. Baker Mayfield putting that one where it had to be, as that will be a 4-yard gain to bring up a 2nd and 6 on this drive, which is going to set them up to get another first down, which is not what we need. We need to make a sack or something on this in the next 2 plays. And they're going to play action to Chubb, and Mayfield's going to throw it, and of course they're going to hit their man on the in pattern. Now, Levi Wallace had good coverage. Landry just made the catch. He's a hell of a player. So I can't really have too many quarrels with that one. So now with the 1st and 10 from the 36, Mayfield in the shotgun. He's going to end up getting the snap, and he's going to kind of scramble, and he breaks it out to the right, but we are going to get him stopped. That will actually be for a loss on the play. So that is going to be the back to the 34. I don't know if they called that one a sack. For some reason, I don't think they did. Oh, well. We'll move on. 2nd and 9 from the 34-yard line. And we are going to get Mayfield sacked in the backfield, as that will give him a 3rd and 15 on that one. That is a big play by Nardrick McKinney getting back there on the blitz, bringing Mayfield down. And that's going to be something that we're going to need to do more of and put this pressure on them. So 3rd and 15, Mayfield's going to get the snap, and he scrolls over to his right, but we're going to get him and bring him down again. Charles Omenihu, the former Longhorn, getting the sack on that one, forcing Cleveland to punt on a 4th and 44. And we will take over possession at the 21-yard line. In our first play, Watson's going to go deep with it. He's got a man, but, oh, dang, Fuller just could not come down with it. That safety closed on us, and we just could not make that play. So now on 2nd and 10, Watson's going to be in the shotgun. He's got Fuller out to his left and 2 tight ends. And we're going to run it off the left side with Junior on that one. That's going to pick up a good couple of yards. So we do have a 3rd and 7. Not ideal, but it is manageable. We need to try to get some space, really. You know, we got to get our receivers out in the open. I know we've only run 2 plays, one of them being a running play. But this is kind of what our game plan needs to be coming into. And we had the tight end open on that side. But instead, we throw it to Cobb, who makes a heck of a play, but comes down short of the line to gain, and we do punt the ball. So now the Browns will take over from the 33-yard line, and they're going to hand it off to Chubb. He's going to get 7. You know, just trying to keep him out of that 10, 15, 20-plus yard rush range is really what we need. So now 2nd and 3 from the 40. They're going to hand it off to Chubb up the middle. He's going to break a big one out. He's got one going. And we are going to catch up to him at about 25, 30 yards down the field, making the tackle finally, as that will be a big play for Cleveland. And now a little later in the drive, the Browns do have a 3rd and 2 from the 16. Baker's going to roll to his right. He's going to avoid the first sack, and he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Baker Mayfield. That play was rough to experience, letting Mayfield break containment and having nobody over there to stop him. That one hurts the pride right there. And so Cleveland will have a 7-0 lead into this game. We got 5.5 minutes to go. They've only had the ball twice, and we're on our 2nd possession. Now we have to answer this. We cannot let them get a big lead on us. So in our 2nd and 5 play, we'll hand it to DJ coming off that left side, which is looking to be a little bit weaker. And we're going to pick up some good yards all the way down to the 37, and that brings up a 1st and 10. So now in the 1st and 10, we're going to send Fuller in motion. Watson's going to get the snap, roll to his right. He hits Fuller. Fuller's at the 40. He's all the way down to the 37-yard line. What a great play. Watson to Fuller for 28 yards on that one. Sent Fuller in motion, got the space needed, made a big catch. And a little later on the drive with the 2nd and 9, Watson taking the snap from the shotgun at the 35-yard line. He's going to find Cobb, or is that QT? That's going to be QT. He finds QT down the right side. What a catch, as QT will go all the way down to the 6-yard line. A perfect pass. I didn't even think we were going to come down with it on that one. I was kind of planning to go back and make a tackle on an interception. But we end up catching it with an amazing play, getting us to the 6. And on 1st and goal, we will hand it to Junior. He's going to get up the middle for about 3 yards, bringing up a 2nd and goal to go situation. Now Watson's going to be in the shotgun. We got Fuller out to our left. And we got 2 wide receivers and our tight end to the right. And we're going to drop back and, oh my goodness, just barely get that pass off. It will fall incomplete. The pressure was coming fast and heavy as we now have a 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Watson's going to be in the shotgun. He gets the snap, and he's able to get the ball out of his hands, and that's going to be caught by Randall Cobb for the touchdown as we are about to tie this game 7-7. A perfect pass after a perfect route. It equals a touchdown. And on the ensuing drive, the Browns will take over possession, and they're going to get a play-action pass and get it out to Hooper on the left side, as that's going to be a quick 20 yards or so all the way down to the 45-yard line as they are trying to answer us back now. Hooper with 2 receptions for 37 yards on the day. Now Mayfield is going to be in the shotgun on the 1st and 10. He'll hand it off to Chubb to the left side, who tries to cut back and is brought down quickly after a gain of 3 yards on that play. So now at the 2nd and 7, Mayfield's going to be alone in the backfield as he has 5 wide. And we're going to start trying to bring some of this pressure off this edge. We bring a blitz, but they get the quick pass out to Hooper, who's going to get all the way down to the 39. And a little later in the drive, the Browns are in the red zone again with a 1st and 10 as we are now into the 2nd quarter. As they'll get it off to Hooper, and McKinney's going to push him into the ground forcefully on that play, as that will be a gain of only 5 yards and a bruise to Hooper on that one. So now with the 2nd and 5 from the 8, Mayfield, he's going to hand the ball off to Chubb as that one's going to get stopped at about the 10-yard line. And that we will now have a 3rd and 7 on this drive. All right, so 3rd and 7. They're going to be going about 3 wide with 1 running back and 1 tight end. I'm needing to get some pressure, so we're taking a look at the zone blitz aspect. That's how we're going to attack the Browns this one. And we drop everybody off in zone, but we should have had the zone blitz. But McKinney coming through with a big-time hit, stopping Chubb short on that pass play for 4th and 1, as that will force Cleveland to kick a field goal, as they now lead 10-7 with 12 minutes to go in the first half. And we're going to get that pass off to Cobb on the drag route, as he's going to make a big gain with a lot of yards after the catch on that one. And he's been one of my primetime receivers all season, and that's exactly the reason why. So on 1st and 10, we go 2 tight ends, and we're going to hand it off to Junior coming off that left edge. Once again, getting big yards on that one, as Junior now has 1,000 yards rushing on this season. And we will find ourselves later in the drive at the 23-yard line with the 1st and 10. Watson's going to be under center as we hand it off to Junior up the middle, who's going to fight forward and get all the way down to about the 18-yard line. And that will bring up a 2nd and 5. Mayfield looking on the field with displeasure as we continue to push their defense around. Now at the 2nd and 5, Watson is going to be in the shotgun. He takes a snap, and we're running the screen as we got a pretty well blocked. DJ just outruns our guard. He just could not get out there, did not have enough speed to catch that one last block that we needed. As we will be tackled, but we do have a 1st and 10 here from the 11-yard line. Now Watson's going to hand it off to DJ going up the middle. He will get down to about the 4 as we still have a 2nd and 3. We do not have to score a touchdown. We can still get just the 1st down. And 2nd and 3 from the 4. Watson's under center, 2 tight ends to the right. Hand it off to Junior up the middle. He's going to fight forward all the way to the 1-yard line. They're not going to give us that touchdown. But we will get a 1st and goal from the 1. Now we have, I say 4 plays really. 4 plays to get this one into the end zone and take the lead in this game. And we're going to go heavy set with DJ in the backfield. As we hand it off to him, and he's just not able to break that tackle. The man coming off the edge, getting him in the backfield. Grant Delpit with a great play on that one. And so we're going to get set up again at 2nd and goal from the 1. Same formation, but this time we hand it to our big fella, our tight end, Gillespie as he's going to get into the touchdown, as we will take the lead 14-10 with just over 4 minutes to go in this first half. Now the ensuing drive, they're going to drop it off to Chubb over the middle of the field as he's going to get all the way to the Texans 46. A big-time gain of about 29 yards as that will get them start moving. And a little later in the drive with a 3rd and 5, Mayfield's going to have the ball in the backfield, and he's going to throw it. It's going to get deflected. It gets caught by Cunningham. He starts to run back. He gets tackled at the 21-yard line. Zach Cunningham with the deflection, interception, tip drill routine all week, and that is how it will pay off for you. And we will take over possession with the 1st and 10 from the 21, and still 3 timeouts. The first play, we drop it off to DJ coming out of the backfield as he will get all the way down to the 31-yard line and bring up a 2nd and 1. So we're now going to hurry it up. The 2nd and 1. They're going to bring the pressure as we barely get the pass off and it falls incomplete as we now have 3rd and 1, but the clock did stop. Cleveland still has 3 timeouts in this one. All right, so we're going to go with the safe play that either gets us the first down or at least forces Cleveland to use a timeout. But the left side has been pretty successful. And this time it's going to be just successful enough, giving us all the way to the 33, a brand new set of downs. Still with about 1 minute and 25 seconds to go in this half. And we are going to be once again spreading them out, but I would need to have guys going across the middle. We have to get that extra space on those crossing patterns and those drag routes. On that one, it did not go when I thought it was. We threw it too late and only got to the 35-yard line. But that's what I mean. Get that separation, and I need to put it in there on time, and we'll get some big plays. Like we just got right there to Fells. Over the middle on the slant pattern, all the way down to the 47. Getting closer as we use our 2nd timeout. Keeping one more in the bank just to make sure we can stop the clock and kick a field goal if we need to. So now 1st and 10, Watson in the shotgun, 3 tight ends to his left, or 3 wide receivers to his left. And we're going to drop that one off as we get hit, and that's going to be intercepted by Cleveland. Oh my goodness. That is the worst way we could have ended that drive. Not only getting no points, but setting them up in prime field position as Cleveland still has 3 timeouts. And on their first play, they're going to hit the slant pattern to Landry as he will make that catch easily and get all the way down to the 34-yard line, forcing Cleveland to use their first timeout. There are still 43 seconds left in this game, or in this first half. Now Mayfield, he'll take the snap and he dumps it off to Chubb on the left side as we get a good spot on him and bring him to the ground as they will use their 2nd timeout now with only 37 seconds to go. As we know, Cleveland is also run by the CPU, which is well known in men for having, the worst clock management in the history of a video game. And on that 2nd and 5 play, they're going to hit Hooper on the slant pattern, wide open, coming out with that separation and catching the ball as we bring him down at the 19-yard line. And on the next play, now they're going to drop it off to Hooper on the little flag pattern as he goes out and makes the catch, and it's going to be brought down at the 1. There is still 15 seconds left. If we can get the stop and keep him in bounds, we will go to halftime with the 14-10 lead. And so the first play, they're going to take the snap as they drop it, and we will deflect the pass, trying to just dump the ball off. Mayfield just kind of tosses it. We make the deflection, and now we have a 2nd and goal. Still 11 seconds to go in this half. And Mayfield's going to try another pass as he will not be able to connect with his receiver on that one. It's kind of a really poor throw on his part. I can't believe he missed him, to be honest with you. We did leave him wide open. And Odell Beckham Jr. is a receiver that, even if he's well covered, he's going to make the catch. And on the 3rd and goal, Mayfield's going to run to his right, and as soon as he makes it look like he's coming, not wanting to give up 2 rushing touchdowns to him, I break off my coverage with Cunningham on that side, and And Mayfield will take advantage and throw for the touchdown as we now trail 17-14. Really have been getting beat in almost all phases by Cleveland, but we're still holding it tight. So now taking a look at AFC South rival the Colts. They lost today to Miami 38-10. What just an outright poor performance. When it rains, it pours as their season gets worse and worse. And going out west, the Cowboys are leading 24-0 over the Broncos. Dak Prescott with 3 TDs, and Drew Lock is 1 for 7 with a measly interception. So now we come over to, they keep showing the Rams and Oklahoma. I guess Madden moved them. I don't think I noticed it before because they're still called the LA Rams. But yeah, that catches me off guard every time. So we're going to jump into the second half here, as we will take possession of the ball first, and we try to get moving with a big play. Unable to complete it, so now we're behind the chains. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 26. So Watson with 4 wide, and DJ to his left is going to be in the shotgun as he gets the snap. And this time we'll find Cobb on the slant pattern. He didn't have a whole lot of space, but he made a great catch either way. And that will get us to the 36 and a brand new set of downs to play with. So on 1st and 10 from the 36, we're going to take it a little safe, making sure we run the balls. We do cut it back to the left side, which has been the weaker side for their defense today, as we get a big play on that one by Junior. So now a little later in the drive from the 36-yard line, we do have a 33-yard line. We have a 3rd and 6. And we're going to get that pass out to QT as he runs down the right side, and he will be stopped at the 10-yard line as we have a 1st and 10. So I guess we're just outside of the goal situation. I'll take it. So that means we technically probably have about 6 plays if we do this right to get a touchdown and get the lead in this one. So we're going to hand it off to Junior, cut it to the left side, get only a couple yards, 4 yards on that one, in fact, bringing up a 2nd and 6 from the 6-yard line. And so now on the 2nd and 6 play, we're going to have multiple wide receivers set as we're going to drop back, and we're going to throw it to Fuller on the left side. He's going to make the catch and the touchdown, Houston, as we will now take the lead in this one, 21-17, on that beautiful drive to open up this second half. And Cleveland will take over on their ensuing drive with an opportunity to respond, as their first play will go for 8 yards to the 33 with the little pass off to Hooper. So now Mayfield with the 2nd and 2. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, as he is in the shotgun. He hands it to Chubb up the middle. He's going to cut back to the left side, and we are going to finally bring him down. We do have decent tackling. He's only got about 74 yards on the day. Yes, I know the 3rd quarter just started, but he's also an X-factor running back, and that is hard to hold him to. So in the very next play, they're going to run a play-action pass as Mayfield has all day, and he will find Odell Beckham Jr. open on that one, getting him all the way down to the 39-yard line of Houston. Our zone coverage is not cutting it. I went with a lot of man in the first half and still got torn apart by Hooper, linebackers. But I'm not on that play. Zach Cunningham steps in to make another great play. He's running down the left side. He's at the 20, the 10, the 5, the touchdown. Zach Cunningham with the pick 6 on that one, extending our lead to 28-17. Oh, baby, is all I can say about that one. And that is how you do it, as we will go back on defense once again against the Cleveland offense as they start their drive at the 26 or 25-yard line and get a 1-yard rush by Nick Chubb, get him to the 26, and now they have 2nd and 9. Mayfield is going to be under the center. He's got 2 to his left, 1 to his right. Play action to Chubb as they will find his man. That is Odell Beckham Jr. hitting us up once again all the way to the 41 and a new set of downs. He is starting to become a factor. I do not like to see that happen. So with their 1st and 10 play, Mayfield's going to call a slight audible. Play action to Chubb as we get in the backfield. Ross Blacklock with the big tackle, fighting past his man, getting to Mayfield and bringing him down at the 32-yard line. That will be for about a 9-yard loss on that play. I just love seeing Mayfield get hit. That is just a beautiful sight to see. With a big play by our defensive line, starting to get some pressure as Cleveland now has 2nd and 19 all the way from the 32. So what do? Mayfield from the shotgun. He gets the snap. He kind of scrambles a little bit, and this time he's able to get the pass off to Chubb, who's going to humiliate us in front of our fans and bring up a 1st and 10. So now a little bit later in the drive, Mayfield is all the way down to the 7-yard line with the 1st and 6. As they hand it to Chubb, he'll break the tackle of Cunningham, but he does not break away from Bernardrick, as we will now have a 2nd and goal from the 5. Really glad we made that tackle there. So 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. They're going to send a man in motion. Hand it off to Chubb again, and he's going to get hit hard all the way down at the 4-yard line, bringing up a 3rd and 6, bringing this fight directly to them and that running game. So now 3rd and goal. They're calling an audible. Looks like Mayfield's giving 2 wide on each side with Chubb offset to his right side. He's going to get the snap, and they're going to hit Odell Beckham Jr. on the slant route, as they will now get closer to us in this one. They do go for 2 and get the 2-point conversion, believe it or not. So now it is 25-28, as we will have our next possession an opportunity to try and extend this lead once again. And on that first play, we're going to get about a good 5-yard gain out to the right side, giving us a 2nd and 5 from the 28. Watson's going to be in the shotgun. We got 3 to our left. We can have the matchup we want. We threw it too soon, and Kiki just could not come down with it. If I had given him another second, he would have got past that safety, and we would be talking touchdown Kiki. But that's not what happened. We missed that play, and so now we have a 3rd and 5 from the 28-yard line. As Watson alone in the backfield takes the snap, rolling to our left side. Olivier Vernon. Totally forgot about this dude, and he will bring us down for the sack, forcing us to punt the ball away. Cleveland will take over at their own 36. And their first play, what do? Naturally, they go to Chubb, but we're able to maintain him to getting only a 3-yard gain to the 39-yard line. So 2nd and 7. Mayfield's going to be alone in the backfield in the shotgun formation as he gets a quick pass out to Hooper. Bernardrick McKinley needing to be a little bit better in pass coverage, but at least he was a solid tackler and was able to bring him down almost immediately. But they still get the first down. So great play, just not great enough. 1st and 10, what do? Hand it to Chubb up the gut as they open up a hole big enough to drive a dump truck through. And Nick Chubb will get down to the 8-yard, or get a gain of 8 all the way down to the 44 and bring up a 2nd and 2. Now Mayfield is going to be under center on that one. 2 tight ends to his right side and 2 wide receivers. He's going to not hand it to Chubb, but instead throw the out pattern to Hooper, who's going to get just enough yards again before he's brought down on that one. So a little later in the drive, the Browns do have a 1st and 10 from the 10. And this time Mayfield's going to scramble and roll to his left. And we're going to get the sack again. We're going to bring him down. Whitney Merciless coming through, chasing Mayfield down, bringing him to the turf as they now have 2nd and goal from the 17-yard line. That is how you push a team back and keep them out of scoring range. On the very next play, they're going to dump it off to Nick Chubb, who's going to get nowhere, all the way to the 16, as they now have 3rd and goal from the 16. So that play went for about a good solid yard before we were able to bring him down. So 3rd and goal from the 16, and oddly enough, I'm not going to lie, this type of play scares me. I hate being beat on these. It happens. So fingers crossed, not today. They hand it off to Chubb going to the right, and Zach Cunningham is going to bring him down. And so we do hold him to just a field goal, as this game is now tied at 28 apiece. And on our first play of our drive, we hand it to DJ, and I try to make a cut with the right stick, but I moved it somehow when doing that, and it made him do a spin move. So he's brought down after a gain of 5. So it looked cool, not very effective though. So 2nd and 5 from the 33 in a ball game that is tied 28-28 with Cleveland having all the momentum. And on the next play, we hand it to Junior, who's going to make the cutback to the left side, giving us a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Junior has about 12 rushes for around 65 yards on the day. So the next 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line, give it back to Junior once more. This time he powers his way up the middle for a gain of 4, getting us to the 47-yard line, but he is still moving forward. This running game is starting to become what it was at the beginning of the season. So 2nd and 6 from the 47-yard line. We're going to hit Fuller coming across from left to right. Will Fuller coming through on the slant pattern all the way down to the 38-yard line. Well, he will go on that one, bringing us with a brand new 1st and 10. So this time Watson's going to go 4 wide from the shotgun. And Myles Garrett gets some pressure on us, but we're able to get the pass off to QT. He's going to get about a gain of 11 yards all the way down to the 27. I don't know if y'all noticed, but Myles Garrett was coming on that one, and that's what I hate about his X factor. Because even when it's not lit up, he's still so fast coming off the edge. 1st and 10 from the 27. Watson's going to get the pass deep, and this time QT having to come through and play defender and knock that pass away from being intercepted, as we now have a 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line. As Watson's going to take the ball, hand it off to DJ, who's going to try to cut back left. This time they were ready for it, and they will bring us down at the 25-yard line. We now have 3rd and 9. Field goal gives us the lead. A touchdown would obviously be better. So, 3rd and 9 from the 25. Watson's going to roll out to his right, and we have nobody come with us. But we will give it a shot anyways, figuring it will fall out of bounds. And it does. So we will kick that field goal, and we will take the lead 31-28 with just about 7 minutes to go in this game. Big time lead, needing to make big time plays. As Browns and Mayfield will kind of just toss that one out there on the 1st and 10 as that pass falls incomplete, bringing up 2nd and 10 from the 25. Mayfield's in the shotgun, kind of, I guess, scoots to the right side. Scoots off to the right side and dumps that one off to Nick Chubb. Not sure what you would call that. It looked like he wanted to scramble, but it didn't. So he just kind of said, I'm going to take 3 steps to the right and then throw. Oh, well, it worked for him, because they now have a 3rd and 2 in which they hand it to Chubb, as we were just hammering these last 2 plays. Bernardrick McKinney has been laying the lumber, as we say. One of our lumberjack linebackers, putting them to the turf. So now they have a brand new set, 1st and 10 from the 35. That took forever for them to do. They're going to run a screen pass as they get it to Chubb, who actually cuts it back inside. Merciless, though, will be there to start the tackle, and the rest will come in to clean up the mess. And as you noticed on the season, our turnover ratio, we are number 1 in the league. Last year, we were about number 29. This year, we're number 1. That is a big step up for this defense. So on that play, while we catch up to it, they get all the way down to the 36, which now spawns them to be at the 17-yard line with a 2nd and 2. And Mayfield's going to roll out to his left side on that play action. And for some reason, they missed that pass. It looked pretty good to me, just was not completed. So now 3rd and 2 from the 17, needing to make this stop. Mayfield's going to hand it off to Chubb. Gosh. And he gets just enough down to the 12-yard line. 1st and 10. This clock is ticking away on me a lot faster than I want it to. We need to be sure to save our timeouts and have enough time to get a comeback score if we allow a touchdown on this one. But not on that play. We will force the pass incomplete on that play. That will bring up 2nd and 10 from the 12-yard line. 3 minutes to go. And with the 2 tight ends in, they will hand it off to Chubb, who's going to break the first tackle, but finally get brought down by Bernard McKinney after only a gain of a few, all the way down to the 8-yard line, as they now have 3rd and 5. We are getting close to about 2.5 minutes to go in this ball game. It's only 150 seconds. As they'll get it to the right side to Hooper, as he's going to actually run out of bounds on that one, causing a 4th down, and they will tie the game at 31. So what do? We begin the drive to win right now. First plays to Junior to the left side, big gain, big 1st down all the way to the 37. Second play, we're going to give it to Junior again, this time right up the middle. But this time, I did not count on Mr. Fulton getting injured like he did. So that hurts us. That hurts us big. As we now have 2nd and 7, 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go. As we run it to the right side, which is probably our mistake because the left side has been so successful. We do get it down to the 2-minute warning after only a couple-yard gain. And it looks like a torn labrum for Fulton, so he's going to be out for multiple weeks. That is not what I wanted to see. Oh well, got to move on. 3rd and 6, 2 minutes to go in this ball game. As Watson's going to get the pass, we throw it to Cobb, and he's going to drop it. Oh my goodness. And we have 3 timeouts, so I do punt the ball away. And we were on our side of the field, so I don't know. Maybe if we had turned it over, give them a quick score versus making them drive down the field and use up all my clock, because they still have 3 timeouts as well. Another second play of the drive, they hit their receiver, Mr. Beckham Jr., down the left side for a big gain all the way to the 48. And on the next play, this time they hit their... Oh my goodness, who was that? Their other wide receiver that they have with a 28-yard reception. I didn't see his name. And to be fair, I didn't look at Cleveland's roster before we started this. I don't study what they do. I just play the game. So 1st and 10, they hand it to Chubb as there's now about 40 seconds left. They have the ball at the 16. It's 2nd and 6. They still have their 3 timeouts because they know we have to call a timeout at some point. So we did, of course, after that rush. Because it's still at about the 16-yard line. And on the very next play, what do? They get the 1st down. The one thing we could not allow to happen happens. And this time Cleveland calls a timeout because they want to get set up and do things right. So in the very next play, they'll hand it to Chubb up the middle, but Mr. Bushrod, he comes through big time. He got off the center real quick on that one. And be able to actually react in time to make the tackle on Chubb is an impressive play. And he got off the line again pretty well, forcing Nick Chubb to run to the outside, not where that play was meant to go. Chubb will be brought down at the 7. We will call a timeout as it is now 23 seconds left with a 3rd and goal. 1 timeout remaining for each team. And they'll hand it to Chubb as he gets past our first man. He's not able to get past the next tackler as he will be brought down at the 2-yard line. 19 seconds to go, 4th and goal. We used our last timeout. And we'll have about 15 seconds. Yeah, 16, 15 seconds. We were not able to do anything with it. that is how the ball game will end. A 34-31 loss. Our defense played well till the end. Our offense should have been better than what it was. So, gonna have to do better than that going forward. We are gonna now be 8-3. Cleveland will be 9-2 on the season. We are going to need to make some changes, I have a feeling. So I'm not sure what we're going to do, especially with our right guard out, with Mr. Fulton getting injured. So, oh well, let's take a look at some of the upgrades we have. First one is going to be for Rashawn Bushrod. Our rookie defensive tackle made some big plays for us today, as he will now become a 77 overall. Next on the board, Mr. Kiki QT, as he's a 76 overall. Looking at what we want to upgrade, his slot or his deep threat. Route runner is kind of too far that it would affect his overall. So we do upgrade the deep threat, as he gets some pretty good upgrades there for awareness, spectacular catch, and all that. So next one is our right tackle, Mr. Titus Howard, as we get him upgraded just a little bit more, followed up by another rookie, Mr. Dominic Thompson. And we get his run support upgraded. He's now a 76 overall. Next up is our left guard, Max Sharping. Upgrade him with his morale that he's at, having his power moved up. He's now a 75 overall left guard. Young guy, someone who can be with us for a while. Now some of our backups getting their upgrades. Dunn got his. Board is coming up. And while we finish up these last couple, while I'm thinking about it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And if you do like today's video, hit that thumbs up button, as we do greatly appreciate it, and it really helps out the channel. And so yeah, if you like the video and you haven't subscribed, I know I just said it a minute ago, but I'm telling you, hit the subscribe button. We have Madden content, we have a FIFA series, and coming up, one of the sons for Champ & Sons will be doing his own thing with Rocket League. So stay tuned for all that. And that's why you want to subscribe and hit that little notification bell. So taking a look at the torn labrum, 4 weeks. That hurts. Oh well, we'll have to make adjustments and move on. So we're going to go ahead and advance over to the next week, where we will be playing the Seahawks, but that will be in the next episode. So I will see y'all then. And as always, everybody, thank you for joining us. Stay safe, and later, y'all.